hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid...
Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we?
It's so funny, too, that you keep calling me Megan. You know, it's Megan now.
Oh, God damn it, now the prince is playing polo on the lawn.
We are here because privacy is a basic human right. How many more princes and his wives have to live in this nightmare?
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has zero self-awareness.
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now. You know, Megan, how are you today? Which, by the way, I just have to say, yes.
Enjoy them.
I forgot to have fun. You're right. You're right.
That 2-hour podcast that I just had to sit through with Jamie Keen Lima, who is also very cut off from the rest of the world.
Down with the motorhead. We deserve our privacy.
Okay.
Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we? If it's truly what we want, then we really can get away from it all. No more magazines and Netflix shows. We really can live a normal life. Yes, I'm sure you agree, darling. We can be the people we talked about being, with no more worries about how we look or the image we project to people. What matters is what we have on the inside.
The Sussexes have copped it from comedian Colin Just on Saturday Night Live. He's showing that one of the conditions of Trump's new trade deal with the UK is that Harry and Meghan have to go back. It's pretty cruel, Kinsey.
Look, there's no way President Trump would have got...
Wow, I know. Yeah. You just have to prove like you have the proof that you're proving that you can prove the proof. It's divine intervention that God brought you to this podcast today. Want some pretzels? I put them in a bag myself. These pretzels are divinely ordered. The pretzels have said that.
Of course, our fuckacia bread isn't complete without our flour sprinkles. Flour sprinkles! You know you've made it when you've acquired a huge fan base of bullies. Hashtag Sussex Squad.
Could it be a mystery for the ages?
Welcome to my garden. Well, it's not my garden, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set.
The world expected a comeback. What it got instead was a cartoon.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right? This might be the smallest palace I've ever been in.
An apartment, so.
Yes, an apartment palace, I know that.
When Meghan Markle arrived at Paris Fashion Week, she wasn't just walking into a fashion event. She was walking into a setup she didn't know existed. The cameras were ready. The influencers were in position. But when she appeared, something unexpected happened.
Here she is, swanning around like she's Queen Cersei in Game of Thrones.
Silence. Cold, expensive silence. And that silence became the loudest sound of the year when South Park decided to turn it into comedy gold.
Is this a wrinkle I see in my blouse? Who the f ironed this? I told you to iron this shirt 10 times. It looks like you only ironed it 9.
Their new parody, Respect Our Runway, took everything Meghan tried to sell, glamour, empowerment, victimhood, and fed it back through the sharpest satire on television.
Changing our brand. All right, and I do see you're in our database, but you didn't first get help at this Cumhammer location?
No, my wife went to one in California as a child.
Ah, okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Okay, I see. And then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the Royal Prince Millionaire World Traveler victim.
That's right.
It wasn't just funny, it was brutal because it didn't invent anything. It exaggerated what was already there.
Meghan Markle, they've just learned the hardest of lessons, which is, if you start a brawl, do not be surprised if you end up getting punched twice as hard. In fact, South Park has just knocked them out.
This wasn't about fashion, it was about exposure. And South Park didn't just mock Meghan Markle, they showed how the mask slipped.
They nailed it. They nailed it.
I think he goes on to say, so you wrote a book talking about your family. Does that not make you a journalist too? And then they kind of stare at each other like a dumb...
Paris Fashion Week was supposed to be her grand re-entry into the cultural elite. The Netflix cameras were gone. Spotify was history.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what. put it with the rest of...
But Meghan still had one thing left: image. Every step, every wave, every fake laugh had a purpose.
I feel like the focus is starting to shift off of me. Maybe in editing you'll fix it.
She wanted headlines that said Meghan returns in style. Instead, she got memes that said, is she okay? Because when the applause didn't come, the internet filled the gap.
Hey, lowly cameraman, come over here and try some fried chicken. Try the fried chicken. Try the fried chicken. We need to make it look like I actually care about my camera crew. Come get some fried chicken. Act like you're having fun. Act like you're having fun.
Thousands of clips replayed that awkward moment, Meghan smiling to an audience that barely reacted. And within hours, the comparisons began.
Home to feel welcoming. Do you feel welcome? Does my soundstage welcome you? Mindy and I are such great friends, like besties. Like, I love her. Like, she doesn't know my name, but we're best friends.
It's giving South Park, one user wrote. And then Trey Parker and Matt Stone made sure it actually did. Their parody didn't attack her for being famous. It attacked her for being fake.
And look, South Park is known for satire and for mocking people. No one is safe. This isn't the first time they've done an episode on the royal family. But this particular episode was quite scathing in the grains of truth that it held. And I'm not sure how the Sussexes are taking it. Obviously, it is a cartoon.
It mocked the carefully scripted authenticity that always felt one camera angle away from collapsing.
You know, Meghan's podcast has fallen off the charts. She's been criticized for the content. There are rumors that her As Ever launch wasn't as successful as she considered it. Critically, With Love Meghan was not a success.
When South Park aired the episode, it wasn't Meghan they created, it was a mirror. And that reflection was hard to watch.
I thought we were moving forward, Meghan. Well, we're not.
Dad, do you have any cash for a cab? Oh, look, Grandma's on the money. I never noticed that before.
South Park has roasted celebrities before, but this time, it hit differently.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
Because Meghan's image wasn't built on achievements, it was built on narratives. The misunderstood Duchess, the brave survivor, the victim of the crown. A storyline polished by PR and monetized through sympathy.
Let me grab this part.
Fuck. Ooh, sorry, that's all he says.
Stop!
But satire kills what depends on seriousness, and that's exactly what happened. In 10 minutes of animation, South Park destroyed years of curated image management. They didn't need to invent scandals. They simply reflected the contradictions that had been sitting in plain sight.
I'm sorry, I'm just really stressed. We're completely out of money.
Maybe it's time we dip into your fortune from Suits.
There is no fortune from Suits.
The obsession with privacy while giving interviews to anyone with a microphone. The talk about empowerment while demanding control over every headline. The constant attempt to appear relatable from a mansion with ocean views.
They will sell anything about their privacy, and yet they'll fight privacy battle after privacy battle.
South Park didn't defame her. They deflated her.
You just can't leave us alone, can you? Oh my God, he's so obsessed with us.
Every time Meghan reappears, the story changes. One week, she's a humanitarian. The next, a businesswoman. Then a lifestyle guru who just happens to pose like she's running for office.
That's why a lot of these celebrities that start these things, they can't keep up. You know, like the Meghan Markle.
But the real Meghan doesn't exist. It's a brand, not a person.
It says they don't have time to make homemade meals, but if you just have 3 nannies, 2 butlers, a housekeeper, a driver, and a full-time personal assistant, you have all the time in the world. Stop making excuses and start moving snacks from one bag to another.
And South Park understood that better than her own publicists. They turned the real Meghan into a moving target, constantly changing outfits, accents, and personalities, depending on who's watching.
Hello all. Sorry we're late. Our flight was delayed.
It was Mint, though. Tell them we were in Mint.
They gave you a Mint. How lovely. I have some gum in my purse if you'd like.
Oh, we were in Mint. It's like their business class. It's really nice. And
Meghan, I'm begging you to stop now.
It was cruel, yes, but it was also accurate, because that's how fame works now. Authenticity isn't about truth, it's about consistency.
Meghan, your friends are so interesting. You have a lovely home.
Yes, it's Buckingham Palace, you fucking idiot. What a stupid thing to say.
Jesus.
These are my girlfriends.
What are you, in high school? Camilla, stop slurping.
She's sorry, Mummy. The camera loves you, darling.
And Meghan's problem is that she keeps reinventing herself faster than audiences can believe her. South Park didn't mock a duchess. They mocked an algorithm, one programmed for attention at any cost.
Up their whole thing, went way too hard on we're victims, and they assessed the mood of their generation and America correctly in that we are lovers of victimhood.
Yeah.
But America did finally find a way to say, you know what, we love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
Paris Fashion Week was meant to reboot her public life, but instead of an applause line, it became a turning point. Balenciaga gave her front row seats, expecting a global splash. Instead, the headlines called it awkward, overdone, and unwelcome.
At one point, she sat on the front row and a model tripped and she burst out laughing. And then she realized that was obviously quite a cruel thing to do, so she sort of covered it up.
Even fashion insiders whispered that her presence felt more influencer than icon. And that's where South Park's brilliance came in. They used that silence, that awkwardness as their main weapon.
Poke fun at Harry, but that a joke on Saturday Night Live was actually funny, more mildly amusing at least. How do you think you'll handle that sort of mockery?
At Democrats are people that lean in a certain way. And it's actually Martin Short and Steve Martin that kicked the door open on Saturday.
In the episode, the crowd doesn't boo, they just stare. And that's the worst thing for someone addicted to attention. Because silence isn't neutral, it's rejection. It means people stopped caring. And South Park knew it. They didn't need to make her a villain. They just needed to show her trying too hard to stay relevant.
The place would be on fire. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they're going to go after a cartoon and try to sue a cartoon tells you all you need to know. They've gone after every person and their dog, every celebrity, everyone in history. I don't think...
The parody worked because it exposed the irony everyone already saw. Meghan and Harry have spent years demanding privacy by telling the world about it on camera. It's the ultimate contradiction. You can't claim to hide from fame while chasing it. You can't lecture about dignity while monetizing trauma.
Want it both ways. We don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
And yeah, that's accurate.
And yet, that's been their playbook from day one. South Park's writers didn't exaggerate the hypocrisy. They copied it line for line.
I have to get jobs. I have to start auditioning again.
You were on the very famous show Suits, more popular in the States than even Friends, you told us.
Yeah. When a character screams, "We just want to be normal" while on a global tour, it hits because it's true.
It's important we do this ourselves, Harry, and not live off your family.
I agree. We'll just have to find a way to make £50 billion on our own.
The real Meghan doesn't understand something simple. Privacy isn't a performance. It's a choice, and she keeps choosing the stage. That's why the parody cut deep.
Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy!
It showed the world that privacy had become her brand. And like every brand, it's built to be sold, not believed.
I don't care. Don't care.
What the hell? What did he just say? He victimized me! It's because I'm an ethnic woman! He can't do that! I'll say, wait, you're ethnic? This is an outrage! There's this horrible spy who lives across the street from us, and we're gonna get him back by changing our brand.
Is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Before the South Park episode, Meghan still had allies. Hollywood was polite. Studios were cautious. Producers wanted her story, not her drama. But after the episode aired, the tone changed.
Successful lifestyle brand as ever. We sold out of everything in 45 minutes. Amazing. You've been working so hard. Oh my gosh, I worked so hard. I worked very hard, and I'm still working very hard. Just not for the royal family. Yet, I still insist on being called Her Royal Highness.
Executives started asking a new question. Is the risk worth the noise? Because satire has a strange power. It gives people permission to laugh at what they once feared to criticize.
Think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox. If you haven't noticed, my husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Something's up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said yes?
Yes, yes.
Did you hear how high her voice was when she said yes?
Yes.
When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of the S is so high.
After South Park, mocking Meghan wasn't taboo anymore. It was trend-worthy. Memes, TikToks, and late-night monologues followed. Even journalists who used to protect her image began using words like out of touch and overexposed. It wasn't a fall from grace. It was a slow unmasking, and South Park lit the fuse. Satire only works when the audience already senses the truth. South Park didn't convince people Meghan was fake. They confirmed what viewers already suspected.
Why are there so many people in our car?
It's not a car, Harry, it's a bus.
And why does it smell?
We're going to work, Harry, because HGTV canceled our show and we need money.
You can't get work acting, so now you're teaching it, which kind of makes sense and kind of doesn't.
People were tired of the contradictions, tired of the speeches about kindness, followed by lawsuits, tired of watching two millionaires pretend they were underdogs. The parody worked because it didn't need to argue. It just held up a mirror and said, look.
Well, let's take a bite of this. This sandwich tastes like shit, Mindy.
And when the audience looked, they laughed, not because they hated her, but because they recognized the absurdity of it all. That's why the episode went viral faster than any royal statement could recover from.
We mercilessly skewered the pomposity and absurdity, actually, of the Duke and Duchess, as you quite rightly say. And, what they did, I think, really well in this episode.
It was the moment the public stopped sympathizing and started seeing through the act.
But Harry and old Meghan, it's good for the goose, I guess.
God love them. Well, I tell you what, Trey Parker and Matt Stone catched up.
There's irony in the timing. Balenciaga, once known for edgy power, was already under fire for tone-deaf campaigns.
One Meghan Markle, who out of nowhere, Rob, nowhere, alights in Paris like the second fucking coming. I mean, she is swathed in white on cream on white like she's the Messiah. And over she went to the Balenciaga show. And never forget, Balenciaga came under heavy, heavy fire 2 years ago for an advertisement that we are showing here. This is a full-on ad, not for a high fashion house, but for pedophilia.
And here came Meghan, the queen of curated virtue, sitting in the front row. South Park used that contradiction perfectly. The brand that couldn't read the room met the woman who couldn't stop talking in it. It was symbolism too good to ignore. Because Balenciaga was trying to rebrand after scandal, and so was Meghan.
These two never stop going on global media to trash the royal family and the monarchy, and each time they do it, they chip away at the mystique and the magic and the popularity, and that's why I despise them for what they're doing.
Two PR machines spinning in the same direction, desperate for redemption. But the audience didn't buy it. They didn't see art. They saw desperation from both. And that's what South Park exposed. The collision between reputation and reality. Between what celebrities sell and what people actually see.
Why are we so mad today?
Because we want our privacy.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yes, they're being super loud and I'm trying to work on my brand.
Behind the scenes, insiders claimed Meghan's team went into panic mode. Threats of legal action floated through the tabloids. Statements about cruelty and sexism appeared online. But every complaint only made the parody bigger, because outrage fuels virality.
Can't sue a cartoon. It's satire. It is what it is. South Park has done episodes on the royal family, on the royal wedding of Kate and William, for instance. So it's not something that they would be able to sue about. And I generally just don't believe it.
The more they protested, the more people wanted to watch. Even serious journalists started quoting South Park lines in real coverage. And suddenly, Meghan's attempt to look elite turned into a full-time meme economy.
It is elevating the ordinary little things. And who got the Kroger peanut butter? It's not even organic.
The message was clear. Once you become a punchline, you don't control the joke anymore. South Park didn't ruin her career, they just revealed that the audience had already moved on. In an industry built on relevance, silence is death. And South Park made that silence deafening.
Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
If there's one thing Meghan Markle never understood, it's this. this. Authenticity isn't about image, it's about timing. You can only reinvent yourself so many times before people stop believing you.
A lot of people, Meghan Markle was also in the Soho House. They said that she was a girl that was hired to walk VIPs and fill out the red carpets and stuff like that, you know.
They hope to become actresses. They hope to become any type of celebrity, and they will do anything.
South Park showed what happens when the story becomes the performance. It didn't take away her fame, it took away her credibility. Because in satire, the cruelest jokes are the ones that don't exaggerate, they just repeat.
It is uncomfortable. I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, it looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too...
And South Park repeated every contradiction, every buzzword, every look at me disguised as leave me alone. In the end, the show didn't humiliate Meghan. It exposed the performance she thought was invisible. And for someone who built an empire on perception, that's the one thing she couldn't afford.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
South Park didn't destroy Meghan Markle. It revealed that there was nothing left to destroy. The glamour, the grace, the carefully crafted interviews, all of it depended on people still caring. But now, when her name trends, it's followed by laughter, not admiration.
Meghan's buying it kosher, and I don't think there's much on the inside. There's talk that the royals are going to sue over this episode now. Would you recommend they do that kosher?
That's what satire does best. It doesn't end careers, it ends illusions. Because when the audience finally sees the act, the magic fades. And no amount of PR, positivity, or pastel-colored lifestyle branding can bring it back. So did South Park go too far? Or did they finally say what everyone else was too afraid to admit?
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has zero self-awareness.
The truth is simple. They didn't create a monster. They revealed the show. And Meghan Markle, once the face of royal rebellion, is now a character in someone else's script. A cartoon, living in the satire she inspired. A symbol of what happens when the performance outlives the applause.